Okay, so I guess we need to talk about this because we waited to do this. We didn't do it last week because this is something uniquely tailored to you.
Oh, okay.
Lou Lamoriello is somebody you covered while you were covering the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Sure is.
I would like you to explain to me how these two things occurred.
Okay.
Lou Lamoriello's contract is not being renewed as GM and president of the New York Islanders. However, Chris Drury got a contract extension the year after his team won the President's Trophy and then proceeded to miss the playoffs. Can you explain to me how that happened?
Ownership. James Dolan's a nut job.
He's literally insane.
Like, he's crazy. But the thing, so
I really should just ask Nick to come in here and be like, thoughts?
oh yeah, and just pop off on it. The real thing I want to understand, though, the real question, and then we'll leave after that because I know you have to be conscious of time. But Lou Lamoriello, he's what, 83, 82? Like, he's old.
Yeah.
So he's getting up there. The real person I am shocked still, at least at this moment, I'm not sure if it's being announced, whatever, as a job, is Chris Lamoriello.
Yeah.
Chris Lamoriello is the ultimate nepo baby. Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've never met him. I'm sure you've met him.
Yeah,
is he
he's a nice guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
So this is not anything personal.
You're correct.
This is not personal to Chris Lamoriello in the sense of who he is as a person. This is his prowess as a hockey executive. Every team that Lou Lamoriello has GM'd or coached, Chris Lamoriello has been the assistant GM, which is in charge of the AHL team.
Everywhere except Toronto.
Everywhere except Toronto. And that was Kyle Dubas who oversaw that. Chris Lamoriello has made the AHL playoffs, I believe it's twice in 24 years, I believe.
And Bridgeport had one of the worst records in the history of the AHL
yes.
this year.
And on top of that, starting in the 2023 season, so 2 seasons ago, the AHL expanded to 3 seasons ago now. The AHL expanded to a 21-team playoff format. And despite expanding to a format where literally over 2/3 of the league makes the playoffs, none of Chris Lamoriello's teams have ever made the playoffs. Even when over 2/3 of the league does. It is genuinely, and I know we say this like it's hard to do, but like in a league like the AHL where success is so volatile because a team can just call up all of your good players whenever they want 1 year for the next. Like a team can basically be the best team you've ever seen in the AHL 1 year and then absolute dog shit the next year because all of the good players have either been signed with other teams in pursuit of NHL opportunities or being called up by the parent club. It is so difficult to not just squeak into the playoffs, especially when over 2/3 of the league is there. Like, that is, if you ever need proof, when Angel Hernandez in the MLB thought that like the league was discriminating against him, and you
just suck.
So in the lawsuit, all like what the MLB did was literally like roll out a TV and show all of the terrible missed calls that he had, and they won the lawsuit.
The only time I'm ever going to agree and side with the commissioner is that.
Like, when they do that, like if you ever like that is the equivalent of that is like basically just looking like, why won't you promote me? If you're in that organization, why won't you promote me? Oh, I don't think you've deserved it. If you go into your performance review and you just print out Chris Lamoriello's elite prospects staff page and go like,
how did the teams do?
How is this guy my boss? Like, how does this guy make more than me? Like, you will then earn a raise.
But then, like, okay, so back to Lou himself. You have dealt with him. I have dealt with him a lot. And actually, Nick dealt with him the most out of the three of us because he worked for him for like 10 years. What I would say is this. Lou, people might not have liked his rules. And some of them might have been, like,
stupid.
A little in the past. Okay. But you know what never once happened or was never even at risk of happening in a Lou Lamoriello organization?
What?
The shit that happens in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is on the ball with everybody at all times. There are expectations of staff, of players, and a consequence of Lou Lamoriello's rules you might not get to have a beard or long hair. But, Mike, would you take, I'm allowed to have a beard and long hair, but also sexual assault gets covered up, or no beard, no long hair, no sexual assault?
I would take option B, I think. I think I would, if I had to choose between having a beard and getting molested over being clean shaven and a guarantee that I would not get molested, I think I'd choose option B.
And the thing about Lou is, like, you don't have to like his rules or anything like that, but at the end of the day, everyone who worked for him, right? And I don't know, at some point, maybe I will get Nick to talk about it because he's got some really fun stories. But, like, I worked for Steve Pellegrini, who's the Islanders' assistant GM and Lou's right-hand man outside of Chris. Like, Lou is so thoughtful, so kind, and so compassionate, but he is that way in a different kind of way. You know how people, you see those videos online of, like, these influencers going and handing homeless people like $10,000 and then
it's
posting
performative.
it for clout?
It's not performative with Lou.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Lou Lamoriello is the type of guy who will find out that the IT guy's mother passed away and send, like, a full, like, funeral arrangements worth of flowers on behalf of the organization without telling anybody. Or he'll show up. Lou Lamoriello is the guy that finds out somebody in an organization he's previously worked at is struggling and reaches out to them to make sure that they have access to the resources they might not know about.
Yeah. He's a good person.
You can take qualms with his contracts, with his rules, with anything, but at the end of the day, hockey is absolutely less without Lou Lamoriello in it, because there are too many people in hockey who are shitty people, and he
Definitely
is not one of them.
I think that's extremely well put. Like, you can, like, signing Pierre Engvall to a 7-year deal. Insane. But you're good. He's a good person who everyone who has played for him respects. You don't see that a lot, but everyone who has played for him, like, you know, John Tortorella, he's very well respected, but there are players who hate that guy. Lou Lamoriello, he's you know, like, he's the hand, you know, he's got the fist of God. Like, he's you know, he rules things with an iron fist. But, like, everyone who comes out of that organization, they refer to him as Mr. Lamoriello, and they respect him.
Oh, I would
that's
never.
Important.
Nick has a fun little story. So I always, whenever I see him, I call him Mr. Lamoriello, and Nick did the same thing. And apparently, like, Lou went to him and said to him, "Nick, if you ever call me Mr. Lamoriello again," and just left the sentence there. And that was the last time Nick called him Mr. Lamoriello, and it was Lou after that.
Yeah, that would be pretty scary. But yeah,
but he would, like, he would do, like, just some of the nicest things. And to give you an idea of, like, how respected he was, there is a suite at the Prudential Center. Mm-hmm. To this day, Lou has not worked there in over 10 years. To this day, his name is on that suite. And why is that? It's because nobody in the suites department, who my friend is the head of, is going to call Lou and say, "We're revoking your suite access." He is that respected there.
That's amazing. That's how it should be, you know?
Hey, when you treat people well, you get treated well too.